Some of you guys, there's something here to do with fishing, because right before I started the video, I had to pick up my little fishing lure and all this. I had just a little bit of it sitting here on the couch, and I had to pick it up before I started the video, and Spirit was like, put that in the video. So something to do with fishing or fish, fisher, fishermen, something about fishing or fish. I'm also hearing Chris. But anyway, so that's the first thing I wanted to say. Hello, thank you guys for being here. I had to say it before I forgot. Y'all know how my brain works. I just forget things. So let's talk a little bit about yesterday and some things that happened when I was hanging out with my mom. And also, excuse the hair. It's just one of those days, weeks, months. I don't know, it's just doing its own little thing right now. I'm learning to love it. Yesterday I was hanging out with my mom and we passed a funeral procession. Although I never saw the hearse, now that I think about it. I only saw, you know how the cops stop traffic and then they let the people go and they put their flashers on? It was just slow traffic. And we were actually at a red light where we were. It was going across this way at the red light. So we were at the red light, stopped. And also another weird thing that went on yesterday is we passed 3 times vultures eating carcasses, except for the 3rd time the vultures were circling the air as if they were trying to find something dead, or they were circling their meal, but it was like off in a field somewhere we were passing, but we knew if something was dead. But the other 2 times they were on the ground eating a carcass. I also wanted to take note that today I decided to write in green. I chose green for this one, so let's see what we get. Now let's put all this together. We have fishing, funeral procession, slow traffic, red light, stopped, vultures, green. Green has actually been popping up a couple of times for me lately. In fact, green lights, and I don't mean, and I would like to make this clear, I think this is important. I don't mean a green light on like a red light at a stoplight. Not that, omit that. So nothing about that type of green light. It's a specific green light. It's like, you hear my throat? Green light is very important here. So I saw that before, and I've been seeing it. I saw a little green light on a security officer one night. I was like, well, that's weird. I've never seen a security officer have a green light on them. It was like attached to their vest. So let's write down green light. Something about green, green light, green pin. Green is also the heart chakra. I don't know, for some there could be like a delay in something, or someone has to call out of work because there's something important occurring. It doesn't have to be a funeral, or it could be anything. Something important has happened or come up, and so maybe there's like there's going to be a stop, which is interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm putting it together. And remember I said I'm oh my god, I see a green light right now. It's literally over there. I'll take a picture of it. It's over there on this new gnat catcher I got. It's like a gnat zapper. And I'm just now noticing there's a tiny green light on it showing that it's charged. Wow. Alright, so hold on. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Basically, I was saying specifically leave out a green light on a red light. Did I not say that? And now I'm remembering that we were actually stopped at the red light when the funeral procession was going through. And remember I said remove the green light. Sorry, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm piecing the puzzle together. There wasn't a green light. We were at a red light. This could be actually a really positive message. This could be someone's been stopped in their tracks, or people have been stopped in their tracks. I'm hearing have, as in right now. Anyone who could have been some vultures, some sort of vultures here, have been stopped in their tracks. It's almost like, you know, if you see vultures eating in the middle of the road and they're just ripping away at this carcass, and then a car passes and they all have to like hop away. See what I'm saying? It's kind of like morbid. I'm getting an eerie vibe from it, but it's actually turning out quite beautiful. I feel that this is probably pissing off the vultures. Whoever the vultures are here, they could be the ones having a funeral. And by that I mean Whoever has had ill intent for someone or for people, they're experiencing a drive-by in a way. They're experiencing some sort of disconnection. They have to stop what they're doing. They have to stop for a minute because something comes up. And what comes up could be anything. It could be in the physical, like maybe literally something comes up and they cannot complete whatever they're doing to hurt someone. They have to get busy. It could just be they get a lot of work. Or spirit could be the one that comes through. Spirit could be the car in this situation, like rolls on up and does something, causes some sort of havoc in someone's life or in a couple of people's lives, whoever the vultures are. It's almost like they're getting caught in a way. You know, they thought they could get away with ripping this carcass away, but then a car drove up, or several cars. So they couldn't finish what they wanted to do. It's something like that. This could be worldwide going on, or this could be closer to home. Like perhaps there were people who were trying to, in a way, harm some of you, or vice versa. But someone here definitely was trying to harm someone in some way, whether it was physical, harm their reputation, harm them in some way. And it's like they're being stopped in their tracks. And I think it was more than one person. I don't know if the other people involved knew each other or they were all doing it together. Maybe it was all just different people, or maybe there was groups of them. And I do think there were, because the vultures were together, like a little posse. They were together. I also feel that when this was all going on, if I go back to the day it happened, if I go back to that moment, sitting there at the red light with my mom, I'm thinking, now I remember that no one seemed to be paying attention to the vultures either. Like whatever they were doing, it wasn't, if they were trying to get any kind of, what do you call that? If they were trying to get any kind of attention out of it or any kind of a win, somebody could have been trying to get a win here, a one-up. Maybe they did succeed enough that they could rip a little bit off of somebody, rip enough of their decency away from them, but nobody around started caring. They were focused on whatever transformation was going through up here. People were focused on more important things. I think people are getting tired of all the negative. People are getting tired of individuals who hold on to grudges, who can't let things go. But people are getting tired of it. People are tired of exhausting themselves in the company of negative people. They're starting to see, they're starting to realize, and really, and just like that, I mean, they just turn their attention away. And it's like whatever here was sent to do evil or harm on any person or any people, it is being intercepted. Like in football, I mean, it's like an interception. And also, not to mention that, but it's like losing its potency or something. Like people aren't paying attention to it because they know that it's negative. They've seen enough of that. They're ready for transformation. What they're doing over there is like carnage. Like people are realizing certain people are evil. They're like, wow, like that's really kind of evil. It's really evil what you're saying about this person, whoever they're ripping apart, whoever the roadkill is or whatever. See, we're getting the message. Remember I said I was with my mom and all of this was happening, but now I'm getting a message out of it. The vultures here were just having a field day. They were having the time of their life, just ripping someone apart by shredding down their self-esteem, by shredding their reputation. But whatever they were shredding it, and they were having fun. But it's like whoever the people are that they were trying to get their attention, like whatever aim they had, it's not working, because viewers or the people that are or have watched what these people have been doing to try to hurt someone, they're starting to see like, wow, why do you have so much hate for one person? Why do you talk about them all the time? They're starting to see that the vultures only eat dead things, that they don't care about, even some of them don't care about their own health. Some of them don't care about anything. And after they rip one person apart, they're just going on to the next one. It's like this is a group of people, or a person, could be one vulture, but I saw a group of them. Could be a small group, 2, 3, could be bigger. But it's like they have no problem ripping people apart. They love the smell of rot. The more that someone hurts, the better. The more that they cause damage, the better they feel. And then they go on to the next one, always causing either the same amount of damage or more. But no one's paying attention now. No one's paying attention because people are tired of seeing that shit. There's a lot of death out here. There's a lot of things that we could focus on. But once you've been focused in the same direction for so long, you realize all they're doing is just eating something dead. They're just going to do it again. They just continue to eat something dead. It's like someone is exhausted of being around toxic people. Whether it's the people in the United States of America, or whether it's the people in any other country, they're tired of being there, or whether it's a person sitting in their home right now is tired of being where they're at, whether it's where they're at geographically, or where they're at, who they're with, or where they're at in their life. They're just tired of being where they're at, and they're realizing that they've been focused on the vultures. Maybe even they were a vulture too. Maybe they're tired of being a vulture. Maybe it's kind of like I'm hearing you are what you eat, but this is not a literal thing. It's like talking about the vultures here. It's part of what happened, and it is the message today. If you feed your soul with constant negativity, if you feed your soul with constantly belittling another person or other people, constantly trying to rip someone down to make yourself better, or this is what other people have done to you, but always people exhaust of it. They get tired of it. They don't want to see that anymore. Example, let's say you ate nothing but steak for an entire month straight. Like, I'm talking nothing but a meat diet, carnage. You know, you just, and you ate it rare, just rare. You know what I mean? Imagine it. For a whole month straight, that's all you ate. And I mean, you had different beverages. You could have drinks, you could have Coke, you could have milk. I mean, whatever you want with your steak. I'm sure you changed it up because that's something you could do, because you couldn't change nothing else. You could only eat steak for a month. Rare. Bloody. Oof. You can almost smell like it was the time of the month. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my God. I wish I could cook that more. And then you get tired of it. You don't want it anymore. You're tired of it. It's too heavy. You get sick. It's because all you're eating is death. Just death. All you fed yourself, all you fed your soul, all you allowed your soul to ingest was negativity. So you became negativity. You became your environment. And someone here is now like, I don't want to become my environment. I am not my environment. And so I'm going to remove myself and focus on the green light, on the heart. I said heart chakra earlier. I'm going to focus on the green light, and my heart says go. Green, I think green go. Green light means you got the green light. When someone says you have the green light on it, that means you can do it. Go ahead, it's okay. Someone's green light is their heart. It's okay to go after your heart. And if your heart says you're tired of feeding it things that are not good for your soul, company from other people who are not good for your soul, you can do whatever you want. We're just giving you the signs, and the signs are you have the green light to go. But I want you to pause for a minute. This is why we're at the red light. I want you to pause for a minute and really think before you go, because there's going to be more stuff up there past that green light. You're still alive, aren't you? You're still here in human form. So there's going to be more stuff up there. Each day has enough troubles of its own, is what I'm hearing. I can't remember that Bible verse. But each day has enough troubles of its own. I'm not saying once you choose, or if you choose this green light, that there's not going to be carnage up there. It could be worse. There may be none. Wishful thinking, though. But it may not be as bad. You never know. You have the right to choose. This is what Spirit's saying. We have the right to choose our path. Some of you may feel like you have waited too long. I'm picturing the roadkill, right? And I'm thinking, how long was that out there? Probably not very long, but you never know, right? Could have been dead a while. So some of you could have been putting something off for so long, or maybe you just feel like it's taking you so long to get to this point, whatever this point is for you. And maybe you feel like you don't trust yourself completely to take these steps. You're gonna go and you're gonna do it. You're going, you're following your heart. You have the green light, you're going. But you don't fully trust yourself, or maybe Spirit's saying be careful of that. Be careful of doubting yourself, even in the smallest bit, because remember, who was it that started to sink in the water once they had doubt? Let me look that up. Who sank in the water when they had doubt? Bible.
According to Bible.com, he was afraid and began sinking into the water. He shouted, "Lord, save me." Then Jesus caught Peter with his hand. He said, "Your faith is small. Why did you doubt?" After Peter and Jesus were in the boat, the wind stopped.
Wow, Peter. Yeah, doubt. So some of you may be like, oh, it's already been so long, like, you know, I can't go through this door. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's just someone's starting to doubt here, or you will, or you have been, and Spirit's saying that God is saying energetically to you, you need not doubt. You were carried before, and you'll be carried through. It doesn't mean that you're not going to stumble and fall. It doesn't mean that there aren't going to be hurdles, potholes, accidents. It just means you have a new journey in life now, and it's going to look very different than the one that you're leaving behind. And you may even have to think twice. Take a little pause before you make moves now. Maybe you didn't always have to do that. Go a little slower this time. Some of you may have to speed it up. It depends on where you are in your timeline of life. But in any case, whatever path you're stepping forward to now that you've been doubting and you're starting to sink in the water again due to your doubt, God is saying you need not doubt. Trust the process, surrender, and you will receive what you're asking for. But trust and surrender to whatever happens. It's kind of the idea of childbirth. Like, let's say a woman has 2 children. Her first child, she's deathly sick. She throws up all the time. She's constantly hugging the toilet. She's just puking all the time. But her second child, she's light as a daisy. Totally fine. She's not sick at all. In fact, she probably loves everything, even like weird shit, right? But then she eats it and it's like, damn, I'm surprised you didn't get sick eating that. Like, what? She even likes the smell of gasoline. I mean, she's just like, you know, having all these weird cravings, and she's fine as hell. But the first pregnancy, couldn't eat a thing. So that's kind of the message here is there's no guarantees of what you're going to experience on this new path once you step through this new portal, this new doorway, this new gateway, boat dock, whatever it is. Once you step through this new path, there's no guarantees of anything. There's no pamphlet, there's no manual. It's just, this is your own path. This is what Spirit's saying. And it's like, and it's going to be very different than the one that you just had. You're going to have to take things at a different pace. So if you took the last one slower, you may have to speed up on this one, make moves faster. If I'm hearing some of you could feel like your clock is running out, whatever that means. Could be biologically, could be in any way though, but I mean, some of you, it could be you need to slow things down. Some of you may have been doing that all along, and Spirit's like, speed it up now, Scotty. Speed it up, okay? Nope, nope. Are you talking back to me? No. Listen, I will leave you back there. All right, you're gonna have to walk the rest of the way. We got things to do. So that's the message for today. Oh, there was something else when I was reading this. Something else popped up to me. Let's see. Your faith is small. Why did you doubt? And Peter and Jesus were in the boat. Where it's talking about Peter and Jesus were in the boat and the wind stopped. I'm going back to the vultures real quick. You know how I said the vultures are like, they're happy. I mean, they literally live off of killing things or eating dead things, watching things rot, harming something. They live off of that, meaning they thrive off of it. This is like cruel and evil. I'm not talking about vultures themselves. That's what they were created to do. But this is like demon energy, and it's inside of people. whether it's in a government or a partner or co-workers or ex-friends, current partner, family, I don't know, a neighbor, it's something. But whatever it is, the energy is really just bad, okay? Remember we were talking about that? Well, I just remembered that I saw this about the boat, and it popped in my head then that these are the type of people that they want to poke holes. It's like the saying of poking holes in someone else's boat so that theirs can float better. Like maybe people are feeling like they're more powerful the more kills they get. And by that, oh well, it could be that. But if it's closer to home, it could be like there's just some really nasty people who are really hateful and have ugly hearts, who get off, they get pleasure, they thrive off of hurting other people. It makes them really happy, except for they're not happy. It's false. They will never know something that is real because everything they experience other than each other is lifeless. They may only even really truly survive because they have each other to lean on, because they all understand each other's toxicity, because they all partake of the same thing. But if they didn't have each other's somewhat energy to go off of, they couldn't make it, because all they consume in their life is lifelessness. So in order to feel more alive, they have to try to suck the soul from other people, even consume them down to the bones. Some pretty nasty energy, but this is where the road turns and you see that God is always in charge, and you see now that they have their place in this world, but they don't have to be paid attention to. They don't have to be given the attention that they want. They're probably never going to stop doing their things because, these are some people who are, that you get what you seek. And if they're seeking darkness, they're going to continue getting what they seek. And if they give darkness, that's what they're going to receive. You get what you give. And so these are some people who are just never going to change. And they have, like I said, they have their place in this world, but that you don't have to let that affect you. And you will be delivered from that. But you have to choose the green light. And you have to know that when you go forward, the only key that you have is trust. Trust the surrender. That is the key. Whatever you face, surrender to it, trust the process, and you're going to be fine.